centurion, a centurion means a Roman officer of the Roman army, a Roman citizen in charge of the law and order in a certain district. A centurion was in charge of 100 soldiers and therefore a captain in the army. He comes and tells Jesus, "My servant at home is paralyzed, suffering dreadfully." And Jesus offers to go to his house and heal his servant. What the centurion said was very significant. "Lord, I'm not worthy that you enter into my house. But why? You just say the word, my servant will be healed." And the centurion continues, "I have servants under me. To one I say, go, and he goes. To another I say, come, and he comes. To the third I say, do this, and he does it." What does centurion mean? What the centurion meant is this: the paralysis of my servant, that paralysis is your servant. It is enough for you to say a word. The paralysis will obey your authority. All that you need to do is to say a word of authority. The centurion understands what authority means. The Roman Empire, of which the centurion was a part. The Roman Empire was founded on authority and obedience. On top of that authority was Caesar, the highest authority. Under Caesar, many layers, structures of authority. And the centurion was one layer of that authority. And centurion commands, and everyone under him obeys. Same way, centurion tells Jesus, "You are much higher than Caesar. You are the Lord." It is very amazing. Centurion calls Jesus the Lord. As a Roman citizen, he was not supposed to call Jesus Lord. You know why? That was the time the Roman Caesar had commanded that only the Caesar was to be called Lord and God. An edict was sent out of Rome that only Roman Caesar was to be called Lord and God. But this Roman citizen, centurion, called Jesus Lord. Twice he called Jesus Lord. What does that mean? Centurion understands not Roman Caesar, but Jesus, you are the Lord. You have authority over the whole universe. The centurion understood the lordship of Jesus. I'm sure the centurion knew well what Jesus was doing. That Jesus commanded the storm, and the storm obeyed. There was a calm in the sea. Jesus commanded the waves, and the waves obeyed. Jesus commanded the water, and the water was turned to wine. Jesus commanded leprosy, and leprosy obeyed. And centurion understood. Everything in the universe obeyed Jesus. And centurion understood who Jesus was. Not like the Roman Caesar. Much greater, much higher than the Roman Caesar. Jesus was truly the Lord and God. Jesus had authority over everything and everyone. Centurion called Jesus, you are the Lord. You just said a word of authority. The paralysis of my servant will be healed. And that's why Jesus said, I have never seen a faith like this, even among the chosen people. Jesus was amazed at the faith of the centurion. And Jesus said to him, let it happen to your servant as you believe. Shall we say praise the Lord?
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
You know, my dear sisters and brothers, in the early church, this was the faith that prevailed. And St. Paul tells us in the letter to the Romans, chapter 10, verse 9, summing up the content of Christian faith. St. Paul tells us, if you confess with your lips and believe that Jesus is the Lord and God raised him up from the dead, you will be saved. You will be saved if you confess that Jesus is the Lord and God raised him up from the dead. You will be saved. God raised him up from the dead. What does that mean? Jesus died for us. By dying for us, Jesus manifested the highest love for every one of us, taking our sin, the misery of our pain upon himself. He offered his life for us, and thus he manifested the highest love for us. But then God raised him up from the dead, and that means Jesus is alive today. He's alive today. And he's the Lord. He's the Lord means what centurion meant today. Jesus is alive, having authority over everything that goes wrong with my life. His authority over my sin, over my pain, over my ailment. over my suffering, over my son who misbehaves, over everything going wrong with my life. Jesus is the Lord and Savior. If I believe this, I will be saved. And that means, why is it I'm not saved? Why is it I slip into despair? Why is it I become depressed? Why is it our families slip into all sorts of frustration only because I do not believe Jesus is raised from the dead. I do not confess that Jesus is the Lord. I do not confess Jesus has authority over what is going wrong with my life. I have a problem, a financial problem. If I believe and confess, Jesus has authority over my financial problem, I offer it to Him. I offer it to Him. I wait for Jesus to take charge. That does not mean I sit idle. No. That does not mean I become lazy. No. I surrender my problem to Him. I'm responsible with my life. And yet, I surrender my problem to Him. And I work